Hey, it's Chris. Saturday morning, what was today? July 25th. And I had a huge thunderstorm last night, so I didn't actually record, even though I did the work on it. So I'm going to go over that real quick to show what state we're at. So where we ended last night was the application we could search for items and it would add them to the user items table. But when you do that, the user items table would not refresh. So what we needed to do was make it possible to refetch those queries. So I've done that. I'll show you what happens when I click on IPAs. It adds it down there to the bottom. So the way we do that is we need to go to the item search cell, and you're gonna alter the mutation, use mutation. So use mutation takes another object, and within that object there's the property RefetchQueries that takes an array of strings, and you just put the name of the query you need to refetch in that mutation. So the name of the query is userItems query, and that's not actually in the search cell. That is in the user items cell, and it's just this name right here. So it refetches that query when you select an item on that mutation. The second thing that we need to do, a lot of IPAs milk and pizza. I'm just selecting pizza. We'll select pizza. Other thing we needed to do was we needed to make it so this list is only this user's list. And that's important for, well, I'm not sure what someone's going to do with another person's grocery list. Maybe they'll pick them up some groceries. And maybe they've got private stuff on there. I don't know. So we need to go to the user items service, and we need to update the user items. And hop over to GraphQL and show you where this is showing up. So that's localhost /8911 GraphQL. Or :8911 GraphQL. So user items is where this is available. This is how it's exposed within GraphQL. Let's go to the docs. User items, and it's going to complain because we don't have a logged in user from the graphical interface. So, but you can see that it's available. So there's not a logged in user. It's actually, okay, so it is working properly. It's returning an empty array because we don't have a logged in user. So let me show you why we do that. The user items, first we're not going to trust the client sending the correct user. We're going to pull the user's information like we did in the create user item. We're going to pull that information from the server. It's within the context, if you're wondering. Then there's, if it's a current user, we find the user items where the user ID is the current user ID. Otherwise, we'll return an empty array. So, I'm going to show you what happens when a user logs out. And they shouldn't really have access to this view if they're logged out. So the other thing I did was I moved log out and that information from over here to over here. So let's log out Now it shows empty. Let me show you what happens if we don't have this array there. And let's refresh. I'm going to get a GraphQL error, cannot return a null. So you have to return something from this. If we don't return anything, the user's not there. So we'll refresh again. And it's empty. So let's log in. And we've got the users. Okay, so last thing I did, I already mentioned it, is I moved the email and this over to this handy dandy button here. Show us in the mobile. So that was in the layout. And what we needed to do, cut it out of the other section. But we needed to check whether the person's authenticated, and that's when we show this other stuff, including the email. And then we just have the same login logout function. I just applied the styles that was already in that section. So it looks pretty good. Really like Tailwind UI. So the next thing that we need to do is this is not going to be such a problem for mobile, but I think it would be nice if we could do keyboard navigation with this. A lot of times when we're making the grocery list, we're actually looking at a computer. I have two windows open with the recipes on one side, and we're adding the items in. The way that we generally use this app is we plan once or twice a week what we're going to eat, but then also anytime something, you think of something like you need eggs, or eggs aren't in there. So I think that let's make it easy to enter stuff. I think that's what I'm going to do in the next one. So anyways, I hope you have a good weekend. It's nice and sunny now that we've had our huge thunderstorm. So I might work on this later today, but anyways, have a good day, and thanks for watching. You can follow me at slingandivs on Twitter. And have a good weekend.